Welcome to TAC Talk. I'm your host, Nadirah Nazeer. To the families who lost loved one in New Zealand, we grieve with you. Our thoughts and prayers go out for all those who got hurt in this tragic news. We must all condemn this act of crazed hatred. There is no place for this violence in our community. And I have a special guest today with me. Her name is Charmaine Williams. She's the first Black woman who won a seat on Brampton City Council and is representing residents of Ward 7 and 8. Charmaine is a small business owner and a longtime resident of Brampton, where she lived with her husband and 5 children. Welcome to the show, Charmaine.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I know today's a really sad day about what happened in New Zealand.
Yes.
And we'll be talking about that in the second segment. What I wanted to do in this first segment is welcome you and maybe talk a little bit about you and your journey to council. I have to say, I'm super impressed the fact that you managed to door knock with 5 kids.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about what inspired you to get into politics.
Well, you know, a lot has inspired me over the years to get into politics. I know just prior to winning the election, I was working full-time for a company, an organization called ROC, Reach Out Center for Kids. But at the same time, I was also doing some private sessions as well with families and providing supports. For 20 years working in mental health services, I have been always driven to advocate for the community and to give a voice to those who can't, who don't have the platform and the ability to speak for themselves. So 20 years of doing that work, I'm not new to shaking things up a bit and making sure voices are being heard. And so the opportunity presented itself for me to run for office, and the journey getting there was a rough one. I was on maternity leave, but just 5 days after having my baby, or 6 days, sorry, after having my last baby, I suffered a massive brain hemorrhage. Yeah, it was pretty wild. That brain hemorrhage, I was not able to speak, I couldn't walk, I was recovering in the ICU, and then on the neurology ward. So I was in the hospital for quite a few months, just trying to get the strength back to be a parent and get back to my family and my kids.
And how long ago was that?
That was just 18 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, because my son is 18 months. So 6 days after he was born, massive brain hemorrhage that left me unable to walk and even see. And so, you know, the doctors are like, yo, you know, it's going to take a long time for you to recover. And I said, you know what, I've got kids, 5 kids and a husband and family who needs me. I can't take a long time to recover. And plus, after just having a baby, all you want to do is be close to that baby.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
You know, attachment is so important, and that bond is so important. So I just felt so motivated by that to get back on my feet, and you know, and to be there for my other kids and my husband. And so I really just pushed myself to get well. And when the opportunity presented itself to run for office, I had quite a few people saying, you're crazy. You can't do this.
Absolutely, it does, because not only is it challenging to have 5 kids and them being very young, some of them are really under the age of, how many, what's the age of your kids?
Yeah, so my oldest is 14, my son Malik, and he's pretty rad. And I have Naomi, who is 8, and she's such a sweet, smart child. I have twins in there who just turned 7 in February, Lily and Violet, and they're so much fun. and then there's Malcolm, my little 18-month-old Spitfire.
So you had every reason not to do it, because not only from a health perspective, a mother of young children, of 5 kids.
That's right.
But you pushed through. You had persistence and perseverance and a support system to allow you to be where you are today.
That's right. And you know, with having that drive and determination, having such a solid support system. My husband is amazing, and my mom and family and you know, members of my church community, you know, there's a lot of support. It takes a village. It really takes a village. So when people were saying there's no way a mom of 5 can run for office, I did it anyway.
Well, you proved them wrong.
I proved them wrong.
You proved them wrong.
I proved them wrong. And it's also driven by this you know, personality in me. I've been working in mental health services for 20 years. This is a long time. And seeing the how systemically families are struggling. So you need to be able to make changes at a larger systemic level, and policy and laws and all of those things happen at a political level with a political platform.
Yeah.
So
and public service is very demanding. I know you and I was talking about that earlier before we start taping. It's absolutely very demanding, but somehow you decided you're going to do this. She decided she's actually going to do this with 5 kids and recently recovered from a brain aneurysm as well too. And but that is phenomenal, and that is an inspiration as well too for people that are giving themselves excuses for why they shouldn't be doing anything.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we have opportunities here, and there are people who are willing to help you, and you know, look for the people who are willing to help you achieve your goals. And you know, I'm here as hopefully a beacon of hope and motivation for anyone who's thinking of running, and for anyone who's thinking that, you know, there are a lot of naysayers out there.
Absolutely, yes.
You know, and you know, look for us who are doing it. And I'm always wanting to be a person to motivate and encourage other women and men and children and young people to get out there and say something, because your voice matters.
Absolutely.
Your voice matters. Yeah.
And you figured out a way how to do it. Instead of finding all the excuses why you shouldn't, you created a support system around you. I remember the first question I asked you a few months ago when I first met you. I'm like, how did you do it with 5 kids?
Yeah.
And then you explained to me how you started creating a community of support surrounding you that was assisting you at home with the children, or sometimes take the children door knocking with you. Make it a family affair.
Absolutely. You know, like you need to have people around you who are like-minded. And, you know, even when we're just talking about getting someone to help you clean, you know, hiring people to everybody else has a purpose. And when there are people who want to clean and, you know, take on those jobs, give them the opportunity, give them to work. I love having people coming into my home and doing things like these things, you know, cleaning and cooking for me. If that's what brings them joy, why not encourage that? You know, so hey, you can't do it all, and don't ever try and think that you can, because you'll burn yourself out. And that's one thing I've learned over the years. And working in the field that I've worked in for so long, you know, you realize that compassion fatigue is a real thing, and you have to take care of yourself, and you have to be able to look to people who are willing to help and support. Yeah. So, you know, why not? Go for it.
Absolutely. So for our viewers out there, at the end of the day, we can all be superwoman, but superwoman actually need help and assistance and support system around her.
That's great.
So get the help that you need so that you can actually live the life you always wanted to live, and live on purpose. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Combine a love and passion for food with authentic Mediterranean flavors. Add a touch of warmth and relaxation, and you'll have the best dining experience at Alpha Wall Restaurant. Located in the heart of Mississauga at 2273 Dundas Street West. Bring your loved ones and reward your appetite to an exquisite halal prepared menu. Our secret ingredient is just a hinge of love. Each plate prepared with care, creating a universal piece of art. Make every bite a memorable moment with Alpha Wall Restaurant.
Welcome back, everybody. My special guest today is Charmaine Williams. She is the first Black Brampton councillor for Ward 7 and 8. Today I know it's a very sad day because of what happened yesterday in New Zealand regarding the terrorist attack for the 2 mosques, and 49 dead and many injured.
Yeah, that's
I know at the top of the show I kind of provided my condolences. I know you've been around visiting a lot of the mosques today, which is really great, and kind of paying your respects.
Yeah.
share with me how your day has been going so far.
Well, you know, I'm the acting mayor, and I guess you can say I'm the first black woman acting mayor, because we've never had a black female. Another accolade. But you know what? I'm just so frustrated and with the fact that we're doing this again. And you know, we are human beings, and that human connection needs to grow to a point where nobody sees the need to hurt another person. And I'm devastated that, you know, you go into your place of worship, and when you are in that space, you are in that space to, you know, pray and give thanks. You're not going there at all thinking that this is going to be the last place that I am going to be. Mm-hmm. And I'm just so devastated for the families and the community, and, you know, frustrated that we are in a place right now having to talk about it.
And I've seen a lot of support, especially from members of Parliament and provincial Parliament, federal, at all different levels, to pay their respect. Because at the end of the day, Canada, we stand united with you, New Zealand. We absolutely stand united, and we are against hatred and violence. Absolutely.
You know, Islamophobia and terrorism, there's no place for it. And we have had too many incidences where people feel it's okay to use a gun and shoot and kill innocent lives, and it is not justifiable at all.
And this is also a good time to talk to your kids about this, right? To
Absolutely.
Educate them that hatred is not acceptable. At the end of the day, we all have to be united and come from a place of love. To your point, we're all human beings.
We're all human beings, and when we start to see each other as human beings, and, you know, loving each other and treating each other as if how you want to be treated, there's no room for this hatred. So and having access to these firearms that are meant for combat, I'm a big advocate on, you know, just getting our guns out of our community. We are not at war.
So you have an initiative right now today in Brampton.
Well, I did put in a motion at City Council for us to help boost the gun amnesty that the Peel Regional Police run every 2 years in Brampton. And I'm offering $100. I'm saying, you know, Council, we offer $100 to every person who wants to get a gun that may not be secure in their home. They have no use for the firearm. They may not have a license. Here's an opportunity to get the guns out of their home. Amnesties happen every 2 years, and people willingly turn in firearms and receive nothing. So incentives, like a cash incentive, is a great way to encourage more people, because incentives are a great motivator.
Yeah. And when does that start?
Well, we are going to be talking about it again at Council on the 27th of March. And during that Council meeting, we'll have the Chief coming to us to answer any questions, and we'll be able to vote. So the community can still come on out and, you know, come on out and say whether they want to see us run a gun amnesty and a gun buyback, or a gun buyback on top of the gun amnesty here in Brampton.
So this is your camera. What's the call to action?
The call to action is they can email me, they can email our councillors and the mayor and say we want to be a part of this. And we also have a petition that they can sign. No Guns, No Peace, so NOGUNS KNOWPEACE.com, and you can go on there and sign the petition to say, and add your name to the thousands. During my campaign, I went door to door, and I spoke about having a gun buyback. So people signed my petition then, and I have like over 2,000 signatures during my campaign of people saying they want us to do something, and they want us to have a gun buyback in Brampton. That is what we can do here at a municipal level. We can help support our Peel Police and the job that they do.
And you're really providing an outlet for people that want to dispose of their gun.
That's right.
You don't want their gun anymore, you want to dispose of it, and that's what you're doing.
Absolutely. You know, I know gang members may not hand in their guns, but these are guns at risk of being used for suicide or being stolen. And we also know that our women, we just came off of International Women's Day, and our women, our children, could be, there could be guns in the homes being used to threaten women and children. And unfortunately, that is the state of our world. So let's give our community an opportunity to get rid of these firearms. And that is the one thing that we can do to help promote safety in our community.
Well, thank you, Charmaine. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back.
Combine a love and passion for food with authentic Mediterranean flavors. Add a touch of warmth and relaxation, and you'll have the best dining experience at Alpha Wall Restaurant. Located in the heart of Mississauga at 2273 Dundas Street West. Bring your loved ones and reward your appetite to an exquisite halal prepared menu. Our secret ingredient is just a hinge of love. Each plate prepared with care, creating a universal piece of art. Make every bite a memorable moment with Alpha Wall Restaurant.
Welcome back, everybody. I am here with Charmaine Williams. Charmaine, the third segment is going to be on the lighter side.
Okay.
It's about your constituents getting to know you. Everybody knows that you're mother of 5.
I am.
But let's talk about some different stuff. We're going to start with, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue.
Is it?
And I'm sure people can recognize me from the big blue jacket I wear during the winter time. Blue is my favorite color, royal blue.
Okay. What's your favorite vacation spot?
Oh my goodness. I love anywhere that's warm. But I have to say, I went to Barbados a number of years ago and fell in love with the island. Now, my parents are Jamaican. I've gone to Jamaica, and Jamaica is beautiful as well. But I did fall in love with Barbados.
Do you have a favorite food?
A favorite food? I have a sweet tooth.
So anything sweet?
And a birthday cake. I know it sounds silly and weird, but I love birthday cake with a real buttercream icing. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Do you have a favorite go-to meal?
A favorite go-to meal? You know, not really. Yeah.
No?
Not really, but I do love a good birthday cake.
So Charmaine is having birthday cake for breakfast, lunch, and
you know
dinner.
That's
and
right.
in between snack as well too. So anybody who now knows Charmaine and you want to give her any gift, give her a birthday cake.
Birthday cake. That's right.
Are you an ocean person or mountain?
Oh, ocean. I'm drawn to water.
Is it?
Yeah, very soothing, very relaxing. The sound of the waves, you know, I just find it very grounding.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, it's an older film called Chocolat.
I think I know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that movie.
What are the favorite activities you like to do with the kids?
You know what? I'm pretty easygoing with my kids and just spending time with them and laughing with them. I just recently took them to Niagara Falls just so we can go swim in a pool. Oh. And yeah, just being around them because they're a lot of fun. You know, kids keep you young and
busy and active.
Busy and active and spontaneous. And also getting outside with them, you know, and I'm a big advocate for being with nature and getting your shoes off and feeling the ground and, you know, just encouraging that, you know, ground connection.
Absolutely.
For kids, it's very
super important. Yeah.
It is, and for kids as well, it helps them regulate when they're outside in the air, in fresh air.
What is your ideal vacation spot that you've never been to but you want to go to? What's that ideal place that you always have like on your vision board?
Hawaii.
Oh, which part of Hawaii?
Yeah. Any part of Hawaii. I do really want to see the volcanoes.
I was just in Hawaii in February.
Really?
I went with my middle son to Kona, which is Big Island. Absolutely beautiful. And it's very easy to drive around. There's not a lot of highways. And we did the whole island in 3 days.
Really?
We also swam with the dolphin in the ocean.
Wow.
And we went to see a luau. It was wonderful.
Oh
You should.
my
It is
goodness.
Kona is nice because it's not busy.
Is it? Okay.
It's very quiet. There's no traffic, and it's extremely safe.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't it make you just want to buy a small place there? Because I love watching, you know, By Hawaii on HGTV, and just seeing the lanais, like.
It is
Wow.
wonderful, isn't it?
Sitting on I want to go, but you have that experience, and
You should
so
make
you
it a
need to-
family vacation. It's very
Absolutely.
family friendly.
and share all
Absolutely.
your pictures with me. 'Cause I
Oh,
need to see
absolutely.
them.
I'm going to show it to you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? This is your camera that you want people of Brampton to know about you.
You know, I'm a big. I always say, City Hall is your hall, and we want to hear from you. We want you to get in touch with us and come out to our council meetings. I'm really big on encouraging people to use their voice. You have a voice, use it. We want to hear from you. And let's start having that two-way dialogue. You know, I'm very easy and to communicate with and to talk to, and if you have concerns, that is what I'm here for as your counselor, is to be the voice of, to have your voice be reflected at any decisions being made at City Hall. So if there are things that you want to see done and things that you want us to talk about, I know I'm a really big advocate for community safety, and I want to encourage people to get outside of their doors, get to know your neighbors, and have that dialogue and that communication and that sense of community. Because when you have a good sense of community, you know who your neighbors are. If things look suspicious and things look different, you know how to spot it, right? And also it encourages people to have a good sense of grounding and having that village mentality, you know, to help mothers and families get outside and to see who their neighbors are and have the kids get out and play again.
More
on the
that
front.
community.
That community sense.
Absolutely.
I want to bring that back. So if you have great suggestions on how we can do that, I'd love to hear them.
Maybe they should just slow down the internet.
Right?
So all
Do
the
you remember
electronic
that's right.
free day. How about this?
Electronic free days. That's right. Do you remember the blackout that we had
Yes.
back in 2003, I think it was?
Yeah.
That forced everybody to get outside.
Yes.
And it brought back that sense of community again. You know, and how great that felt. People barbecuing, sharing their food, and, you know, getting to know who your people are on your street. You know, that's what we have
Instead
to
of
get back
connecting
to.
and talking to each other and
That's
plays
right.
the way that I grew up as
That's
well
right.
too.
You know, and it's funny. People move back to Brampton, especially in Bramalea and in the areas that I'm the counselor for. You'll see people moving back into these communities because they remember what it felt like to live in a neighborhood where people knew each other, and you can get out and walk your dogs on the paths in Bramalea and see who people are and get to connect. We're moving back to these neighborhoods to get that sense of community. And so, you know, in order to really grow that, we have to start getting outside more.
Maybe do a screen day. Free
Screen
day.
free days,
Yes,
just getting
yes.
out, bringing back like playing hockey in the streets and,
yes.
you know, basketball and, you know, just getting out. And somebody made a suggestion to have more leash free parks in Brampton. These are all great things. We all have, I don't have a dog yet. I know my kids have been asking me for one, but you know, these are things that we need to get back to, you know.
Any upcoming events you want to tell the
Well,
folks?
you know, we are having a vigil on Thursday, the 21st, for the massacres that happened in New Zealand. So please come out to City Hall on the 21st. We also will have a book of for people to come and share their condolences available at City Hall. So you can come into City Hall starting the weekend to write and share your condolences to the families and people who are mourning and grieving. Yeah, and flags are lowered at half-mast to pay our respects all across the city of Brampton.
Well, that will be this Thursday.
The 21st at 6 p.m., a vigil, and there is a book of condolences that people can come into City Hall and write and share their message, and also the flags are lowered. Yeah.
Charmaine, it's a pleasure having you today and getting to know you.
Yeah, thank
and I'm sure we'll be connecting again. So thanks so much again for coming on the show. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me. I'm so happy to be here anytime. 905-874-2671. Give me a call at City Hall if you need to reach me, charmaine.williams@brampton.ca.
And folks, we're going to have that information at the end as well too. So if you didn't write it down, not to worry, we'll have it at the credit. So I want to take this moment to thank my fashion stylist, Susie Tomasi. Her website is susieqjewels.com, and a portion of her proceeds goes to the Women's Shelter. And again, please follow me on Instagram and subscribe to Tag TV. Stay positive and start believing.